Okay, here we are live. This is so much fun. My name is Nick Brown. I am the founder of Cooking Physics, and I am striving to basically help professional chefs be happy and successful as they build a culture of growth, development, and learning in their lives, and to become inspiring leaders. See, I'm building this community of chefs where collaboration is encouraged, where growth and success of others is celebrated. Respect for the person is as great as the food, and chefs are commended as much for their leadership as they are for their menus. Because I really want to feel like every chef has the opportunity to be in an environment that will allow them to grow, will allow them to, that challenges them. And not just in a challenge as in, here's an impossible situation, sink or swim, figure it out yourself kind of a thing, but a challenge as in, here, we are here to support you, but this is going to be your mission. This is going to be your goal, your challenge. And we're here to help you, but this is all you, man. And you can do this. So that's kind of a culture that I want to help create in professional kitchens. Now, this teaching is all about how to be happy even in stressful situations and stressful environments, because there's no getting rid of the stress and the anxiety that happens in food service during the push of your restaurant. You can't get rid of that. And in fact, if you did get rid of that stress and that anxiety, that's what we thrive on. That's what really gets us and gets us excited to be able to get to that and push through it, break through it, manage to get all the way through, be successful in it, and we feel good. I mean, we love that. We thrive off of that. So I'm not trying to get rid of that kind of situation. What I'm trying to do is help you actually be happy during that time. Be happy in spite of what's going on around you. So I've been doing these live teachings for about a couple of months. The first ones were really not that great. Technical issues and just me getting into this groove of things. But I'm going to be starting to post these on my website at cookingphysics.com/blog so that you can have access to them whenever you'd like. I guess you could say this is a podcast, whatever you want to call it. Live teaching is what I'm calling it, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you, trying to teach you different aspects of the cooking career that will help you become an inspiring leader. See, if you have felt like, if you want to feel happy, even though the day and the environment may be stressful, or if you have felt overwhelmed with the stress, possibly to the point of being physically sick from it, this is what I'm going to be talking about today. If you feel like you have this inability to meet the challenge that is pushing before you, and you're like, there's no way I can do this, I'm going to help you through this. If you feel powerless to change anything around you, and it's just like, that's just the way things are, I'm going to teach you the steps to overcome that and to be able to have that ability to really get in there and change your environment. That work that you should have that you feel like it should be challenging to you, but all it's doing is just crushing you and grinding you and stepping all over you. I'm going to help you figure out how to overcome those challenges and those stressful environments to where not really get rid of them, but to be able to help you really understand and overcome them to the point where they energize you. And those challenges you're looking forward to because you know that you'll be able to put your best self forward. So I've worked in many, many kitchens. Some have been great, and some have not been even close. In fact, one of the worst places that I worked at, I literally physically got sick from the stress and the pressure that was put on me, and I had no idea how to overcome it. I physically got sick. I actually ended up having to leave that place. But through that, I talked with people, and I found out three areas of focus that you have control over. Um, Three areas of focus that you can be happy even in those stressful situations. So, what are those three focus areas? The first one is your mise en place. I know you've heard this a lot. You got everything in its place, your mise en place. Well, this mise en place is not just the prep that you have sitting in front of you. It's not just making sure you've got your pots and your pans and everything like that. This is a mise en place of you. And then there's also a mental preparation. How are you doing up here? Because this one right here, your mental preparation, what you're looking forward to, and how you're preparing yourself mentally can make a huge difference on the outcomes. Knowing your limits and then building on the strengths that you need and building on the strengths that you have to be able to surpass them. And then the last one is your mission preparation. It's the why you're doing it. Why did you decide to come into this business, into this industry? What is the reason behind it? And if you can get all three of those things into focus and understood, then that's going to help you be able to overcome any of these stressful situations and be happy and joyous and have fun. So I want you to think, how many times have you woken up and thought that the day was going to be so easy? We're talking about work. You go into work and you're like, there's barely any reservations. It's going to be super simple. No, nothing's going to happen. And you just kind of lazily go about your day. And then all of a sudden you get pummeled. And a lot more people come in than you were expecting. They come in all at once. And it's just a stressful environment. And you're totally unprepared for it. And it just wipes you out. And at the end of the day, you are exhausted. It's like the most difficult, stressful day that you've had. Now, think about some other times that you've gone into the day and you know that it's going to be a busy day. And you kind of get yourself ready and you're going and all of a sudden you make it through that day and you sail through that day. If you really compare the two, on the one hand, when you didn't really get ready, it was actually easier than the day that you got crushed. And it was incredibly busy. So what's the difference? It's all about who you are and how prepared you are. Again, there's that mise en place, that mental preparation, and that mission preparation. Okay? So if you are able to master each one of these, you'll be able to overcome any stressful situation. You'll be able to enjoy your job, have fun. You'll be able to learn new skills that you never knew you had. And you'll be able to meet each day as the challenge it is and an opportunity for you to grow. So it doesn't, I'm going to be presenting this in certain order, but really you just kind of work on each one of them. There's not one that is going to, you have to have this first. You work on each one of these areas, and depending on the situation, you'll be using one more than the other, one style of preparation more than the other. So what I'm about to tell you is going to help you become a better chef. It's going to help you really understand what it is about who you are. If you decide to not learn these skills and decide to stay where you are, then in every single kitchen, you're going to end up getting stressed. regardless of the style of kitchen. You could be the best kitchen, and if you don't learn these skills, you're not going to have fun there because kitchens are stressful. You'll get burned out and you'll just want to quit. And if it's not a very good kitchen, you could end up becoming physically sick from the stress. You're going to lose your hopes, your drive, your passion, and possibly even your family and friends. How many chefs have you known that have decided to no longer be an executive chef and they just wanted to get back on the line? It's just like, I don't want to deal with the stress anymore. I just want to focus on cooking and all the other stuff, forget the other stuff. Okay. That's because they didn't quite learn these skills. So, the first one, let's talk about your mental preparation. You need to prepare yourself beforehand. This is going to be a lot about your physical environment when I'm talking about the mise en place. There's this phrase that I have taken to heart, and it's don't leave things undone the night before. If you have time to do it today, get it done. Never leave for tomorrow what can be done today. See, there's a story that kind of stuck with me. It's a story about a ranch hand. Okay. And he was looking for work, and there was this rancher that needed a ranch hand. So he went in for the interview, and the rancher said, "So what is it that sets you apart from all the other ranch hands?" And that ranch hand says, "Well, I can sleep during the storms." And the rancher was like, okay. He didn't quite understand what he meant by that. But he liked the ranch hand. All the other stuff he said was really good. And so he went ahead and hired him up. And he ended up being one of his better ranch hands. And one day, a huge storm started coming through, and it kind of caught everybody off guard. They weren't expecting it. And the wind started picking up, the thunder and the lightning started picking up, the rain and everything like that. And this rancher started freaking out. And he's like, "Oh shoot!" He's like, goes and tries to grab this ranch hand. He's like, "Wake up, wake up!" And the ranch hand was just like, whatever, he just went back to sleep. And the rancher was like, "Okay, I don't care how good he's not going to help me in the time that I need him most." And so that rancher heads out into the stables. And he's going to make sure that the doors were locked in the stables, and he gets there and everything's locked up. And then he slowly runs over, to the wagons and everything like that. And it turns out that the wagons were all put away and everything was locked up and secure. And then he was like, "Oh shoot, there was that fence that needed to be fixing." So he runs over and tries to fix the fence because, if the fence is bad, then the animals can get out, and he gets over there and the fence has been fixed. And he's like, and so he goes back inside, and he finally realized what that ranch hand meant. The fact that he can sleep through the storms. In other words, he did everything that needed to be done before he went to bed. He didn't leave anything else. So that's what I'm talking about with that. Get yourself ready. Don't leave things for the next day. In some of my other teachings, I talk about, your prep lists and things like that, where the whole goal of a prep list isn't so that you're ready for today. It's so that you're ready for tomorrow. So you get everything ready so that when you show up the next day, everything is ready. Number two, when you're thinking about your mise en place, is know that the day will get difficult, but trust that you're prepared for whatever comes. So if you have your mise en place ready, you can have the personal confidence that everything has been done that could have been done. And I always like to put it this way. If one of your cooks, or if you're a cook, if you get sick, or if you have an accident, and you're not able to come to work all of a sudden, okay, what are the other guys going to have to do to be able to fill in for you? I want you to think about that. If you are not able to come into work today, for some reason, doesn't really matter what, but you're not able to come in, Is everybody else going to be fine? Is everybody else going to be okay? Are you, did you prepare yourself well enough for the day to come forward? Hold on a second. There we go. I'm freaking out. Okay. So if you prepare yourself well enough, then everything will become, if I can't come into work for a day, then everything's going to be okay. Oh, shoot. Lost it. Just a second. All right, let me see what's going on here. All right. All right. All right. Technical difficulties. This is live. Lost access to my camera. All right. We're getting there. Getting there. All right. Come on. Where are you? There we go. There's that one. Give me one more second. Gotta figure this out. Yes. There we go. All right, let's make sure I'm good. Really? Oh boy. This ain't cool. All right. What is going on here? Yes. Okay. One more time. One more time. Don't know what in the world is going on. All right. Load out that program again. There we go. Check. Check, check. And yeah. Okay. What is going on here? There we go. All right, let's see if this works. Okay. All right, we're back on. Oh boy. Have to have fun with that one. Live. Yeah. All right, here we go. So, where was I? Um if you're always prepared, then if something happens, everybody else is going to be okay. How many times have you come in to fill in for somebody and you're just pissed off because nothing's done? You know, by by following these steps that I've done on previous trainings, making sure that everything is done the day before, they'll show up and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'll cover here for him, no problem." Step 3. Now let's put you into the stressful situations. Okay, you get into that stressful situation and you're in it. These next steps help you to overcome that. So first thing is you take inventory for where you're at, both physically, mentally, emotionally. Are you ready? Do you need to get anything else in order? Okay. You stop what you're doing. You take that inventory, you make that plan, and then you go. And this is when I first began to be the expo. I was in charge of keeping the food pumping on nights where we would do, 500 people with a crew of only 6 chefs. And one of the first things that the chef told me was, hey, if you start feeling overwhelmed, stop. Just stop what you're doing. Okay. And take a beat. Look at your tickets, see what's there, figure out what needs to happen next. Start, calling out the things and go. Find out where everybody else is at, so you know where the entire crew is at, and then go. He's like, take that minute, take 2, take 3. It doesn't really matter, okay? Because if you can gather yourself and put yourself back, yeah, the ticket's going to keep on coming. That's no problem. But if you stop, take your inventory, make that plan, and then go, from then on out, everything will run smoother. If you try and push through that, if you just like, I just got to do it, then every single ticket after that is going to be stressful. It's going to be sloppy, and it's not going to go very well. So take that inventory, make that plan, and then go. So I was in this course, I was in this mastermind that I went to, and a guy from the military came up. He trains the military, and he's like, there's this acronym, it's called OODA. So it's observe, orient, act, or decide and act. Observe, orient, decide, and act. So observe, it's what I was talking about. Observe, be present, know your situation, know your surroundings. Orient, you get into a position that you can make the next move. You decide and choose the next move, sticking with it, and then act on that decision. And then once you've acted on the decision, you go back and you observe where you're at, you orient, you decide, and act again. And you just kind of move that around over and over and over. The Marines that are able to do that faster are the ones that are able to overcome any situation. So that's what I'm telling you. It's like you stop, you observe, you take your inventory, you then make a decision, and then you go. Okay. So those are the steps for your mise en place preparation. Now let's talk about your mental preparation. Now, that's when you're in the thick of it and you can't get out. Sometimes you can, or sometimes, you finish with one thing and then you move on to the next thing. And that's where this mental preparation is so essential. So the first thing is if you started to get stressed, remove yourself from that environment. Okay. Go to someplace else. Take a bathroom break. Release the tension. Take some big deep breaths. Just take several deep breaths. Just. And while you're doing this, release that tension. Okay? Recognize what you've been able to do up until that point. Be proud of it. Be proud. If nothing else, be proud of the fact that you recognize where you're at and you got out of the situation. Okay? Remove yourself, release, recognize. The next thing is to review your mission. Review what you're trying to do. What is the goal? And finally, re-energize. Start bouncing all the balls of your feet. Taking some quick breaths. Let's go. Come on. I mean, I'll do that. I'll do some air pumps. It's just re-energizing yourself. And after this, you'll be able to get back into the thick of things. Okay. Go to the bathroom, take 2 minutes. Don't even go to the bathroom. Just say you're going to go to the bathroom. Take 2 minutes. Just go through this, pump yourself up, go back in there, and you'll be energized to move on to something better. And you'll be able to really kind of build yourself up. Okay. So it's not your environment that's giving you the energy. It's you. You are generating that energy. You are the one that's building it in yourself. Okay. Now let's talk about the third one, your mission preparation. Okay. In one of my other teachings, I talked about what a mission is. And a mission is basically that end goal. Okay. That finite goal. It's the one that's going to be like, we're going to make it through service today and we're going to serve 500 people and every single one of them is going to rave about our food. That's our mission today. Okay. Also, you think about your mission as yourself in the aspect of kind of what is your vision of what you want to become. Understand what the end goal is and the part that you play in the whole scene. Know your why. Why are you doing this? What is the reason you are doing what you're doing? Why did you come into the professional kitchen? Why do you want to become a chef? Think about that. Remember the goal that you set and the mission that you started out with. Remember what it was that you wanted in the first place. Remember that. Think about that. Have that close. Having that preparation mentally of your mission, of your goal, and of your future vision of your life. Even the most horrible jobs can become acceptable. You're not going to enjoy every single job, but it's going to become acceptable. Think about it this way. You got to clean out the grease traps. Okay? It's not a fun job, but you got to do it. And if you realize why you got to do it and understand the entire mission and where you are and what part that plays in the entire system. Okay. I understand. I don't want to, I don't like doing it, but I understand. Okay. It's acceptable. Okay. If you know your why, be true to yourself and let others know where you want to get. Because the more people that know where you want to get to, what your goal is and what your mission and your vision are, they'll start coming on. The people that will help you and support you will start coming on board, and you'll be guided to them and they will be guided to you. So letting other people know what you want will allow others to help you along your way. Multiple chefs that I've worked with have helped me in my way because I let them know what it was that I wanted. And like, oh, I can help you with that. Or, oh, I know somebody that can help you with that. So remember these three things. Make sure that you've got your mise en place ready, your environment. Make sure that is ready to go. Make sure that you're mentally prepared for what's going on. Okay? Energize yourself. Be excited. Build that energy. Get in there and really have fun. Okay? Be excited about what's coming up. And lastly, remembering that mission. Remembering who you are, why you want to do this. So as long as your mission is in line with your future self, you will find the strength beyond what you thought you had. And don't forget, help the other people. You know, once you start to understand these things, once you start to put them into your lives, help the other person. Help your coworkers. Teach them. Bring them onto this podcast or this teaching. Show them this teaching. Okay? If you're willing to learn and grow, make sure that you're willing to also offer that help and success towards others. So I really hope that you've taken notes while I've taught you what I've learned over these many years. And if you didn't, rewatch this, take some notes, because it's really good stuff. This is stuff that has taken me several years to kind of really understand, and then to be able to put into a framework that I can teach you. So if you enjoyed this, please check out my website at www.cookingphysics.com, where I have other lessons and I have some courses that can help you and help build you and become that inspirational leader chef. My teachings are going to be in the blogs. I'll have this one in by this Friday. Thank you so very much. And you guys are great. I hope to see you around.